Thank you so much for coming.
Hi, thanks for having me today.
So tell me about yourself. What is it that you exactly do?
So my name's Melissa Medina, and I run the Congressional App Challenge. It's where members of Congress host app competitions across the country to promote STEM education all across America. And as of this year, we're on our 4th cycle. There are over 42 states participating with over 225 members of Congress.
That's amazing. So what moment or event actually inspired you to get into STEM in the first place?
You're gonna laugh. In 2015, there was a time when I was trying to start an app company on Capitol Hill. I used to work on policy, realize how important technology is and how you can communicate with constituents. But when I was pitching my idea, the first question I got from a number of staffers and members of Congress at the time was, what is an app? And in my mind, thinking where technology is today, looking back, I realized how important technology is. And in that moment, I realized how members of Congress need to understand how technology works. And so that is what led me to getting involved with the Congressional App Challenge, which is where we not only get members of Congress to understand technology, but we also get them to host it and promote it in their districts to show how important it is with the youth.
Yeah, that's crazy that they didn't know that, but
yeah,
it makes sense.
Well, it was also because it was before iPhones really took hold on Capitol Hill. They used to use BlackBerries. So apps weren't really a thing that the members or the staffers used initially.
So what do you think has been your biggest accomplishment thus far in your field?
In terms of working on the STEM and computer science field, I would say our biggest accomplishment is, as of this year, hitting over 10,000 students reached in terms of participants. Because for us, we're not only in the tech hubs, right? Silicon Valley, New York, Austin, Texas. We're also in the rural areas across the United States. And a lot of the times people don't really think, computer science or technology is in my district. But we're showing them in Kansas, Missouri, like all of these different states, Mississippi, Louisiana, that STEM and computer science exists and that young student coders are there. And for me, it's showing that tech is breaking boundaries and that it's everywhere.
That's inspirational. So what do you think has been your biggest challenge thus far?
The biggest challenge has been actually dispelling the myth that technology is only in tech hubs. Because people think, when you say, where is Facebook, Twitter, even Uber, they all think Silicon Valley. But I think for us, the biggest challenge has been to dispel that and say, hey, what is in your district? And they say, agriculture, they say transportation. And in our minds, it's actually ensuring that they realize, well, in transportation, automated vehicles is in the near future. Or in agriculture, there's a number of technology innovations like drones looking at crops that are integrated in ag tech or transportation technology, or even finance, where now fintech is a big deal. So the biggest challenge has been to start changing the way people are thinking about traditional industries and incorporating technology.
That makes sense. So on a completely different track, what are some of your hobbies that you like to do outside of work?
So I love to play tennis. When I was in high school and all throughout college, I had played recreationally. Tennis is one thing that I think is fun, active, and gets me out there on the courts. And then otherwise, what I like to do too is I had volunteered before with nonprofits and helped with consulting for them pro bono. And then outside of that, travel. Within travel is where I first realized too, when I used to work for the Foreign Affairs Committee chairman, how technology has been shaping other countries, from Israel to South Korea. And that's when I also realized that when the United States should be the hub of innovation, we need to be at the forefront. And the fact that in the pipeline we are not going to have enough workers, or we already don't have enough workers to fill the current jobs of developers today, is when I realized my heart is actually in promoting STEM education, computer science, and making sure that the youth today have the opportunities.
That makes sense. So have you ever noticed gender disparity in your field, and if so, how have you dealt with that?
Yes. One thing that we had found within the Congressional App Challenge was in our participation rates, we have about just a little over 30% of young women participating. And compared to, Silicon Valley best, it's good, but that's not great. The numbers are there to back it. And so what we've done is to be very intentional in making sure we have partnerships with Girls Who Code, Technovation, because at the end of the day, we realize that engaging with a number of these organizations help bolster both of our profiles nationally and get more young women to participate, because at the end of the day, the gender imbalance is a big issue. And it isn't that women can't code or they aren't good in CS. It's just actually getting them involved in a younger age and getting them to stay interested is a big deal.
Yeah, I completely agree. So in the end, what advice would you give to younger girls out there who are trying to get into STEM?
Yeah. So one thing I'm going to say is, in terms of advice, keep at it, and even when you fail, just keep going. Because what I found in technology, and a question we actually asked for the Congressional App Challenge, is what is the technical challenge you face and what is the technical solution you found? And almost every challenge that I've found that students have shared with us, they've all found solutions for. So it's one of the things in tech that's beautiful. It's not can you do it, it's how you're going to do it and how fast. And make sure you learn from any of your failures, because I'm going to tell you now, life is not going to be perfect, but in technology you can always find a way to solve the problem, get past it, and make it more efficient. So I want to thank you for having me here today, and thank you for this initiative with SheSTEM that you started, because it's really, I believe, helping inspire more young women, but also helping close the gap on the gender imbalance. So thank you for taking this initiative.
And thank you for coming. So thank you
Yeah,
so much
of course.
for being here.